June 3rd, 2021, 3:45 in the morning. Most of the country's in bed. Let's remind God that some of us are still willing to wake up early, seek His face, seek His word, and be about His work. We have to do something. It starts with us. Let's abandon comfort because we have a lot to lose. It was just Memorial Day. Pretty important reason to celebrate these names written on these walls. What we stood for, what we're capable of. This is worth fighting for. This is worth giving up your life for. We need to get back to that. God's help. Get our priorities straight. Realign. A lot has to change. It's pretty clear the country's slipping away. I think He knew it. I think He bought us time. History tells us what happened, but the why. Evil was encroaching. It was having its way. Evil will always have its day. This is His world, not ours. We're subject to it. A good man stood in the gap. What do? We have to push back. At a certain point, we have to wake up as a church, as a people. Get about this differently. Do things differently. We don't have an abundance of time. At some point, rent comes due for everyone. What does that mean for us? As a nation, we're screwed. Go read The Fourth Turning. Read about generational theory. Then go read 2 Timothy chapter 3. The first time in all of human history, every single culture is on the same page at the same time. Every single one of it. Know this, in the last days, people will be proud, boastful, lovers of self, on and on. What happened? How did we all get here on the same page at the same time? That's easy. The internet, Kardashians, reality TV, Americana. We wholesaled into the entire world. Now look what happened. They're all on our time schedule, on our turning schedule. We can't avoid it. It's actually inescapable. So what happens? We either make a slow, gradual right-hand turn, informed, aware, or make a sharp, sudden left-hand turn like history has in the past. So if we're at the precipice of the fourth turning, the third turning culminated in World War II, second turning culminated in the Civil War, first turning in the Revolution. So how much time do we have? Not much. Because if we think that this whole COVID thing is done, forget about it. This is a distraction. What was really happening behind the scenes? World powers were aligning. Revelations is coming true. Just because information is coming out, evidence is coming out, doesn't mean anything. Stay on your guard. Gregorio, remain watchful, awake, vigilant. Because guess what? People think that, it's just men, right? It's just men. It's evil, fallible men. No, this is Leviathan. This is systemic evil. These aren't just individual operators. This is the spirit of Leviathan. Go read Job. Go listen to God explain how Job has no ability whatsoever to attack Leviathan. Only God can. So why aren't we praying God down? Why aren't we praying heaven down? It all comes down to timing. It's worth it to abandon comfort. Get outside and pray. Or it's not. The choice is yours. Either way, bill's coming due. I said it before, and I'll say it again. I think He bought us time. I think He knew it. What we do with it, probably squander it. Oh wait, we already have. That's right. We have to remember it's not just not to endure evil. We're called to hate it. Not just hate it, but actually be violent about our hatred towards it. Can't serve two masters. Must love God and hate the other. It goes deeper than that though. Love God with all of our heart, mind, soul, and strength. We think thoughts towards Him. We feel things. We work towards it. We apply ourselves physically. We're hating evil. What does that mean? Spirits. The spirits behind the scenes. Rebellion, pride, death, murder. Spirits are running around. Fear, anxiety. They're teeming over in the streets everywhere. What are we doing about it? Nothing. Some churches are waking up. It's good to see. But really, at scale, we have more work to do. What does that mean for us? Read the Word. Abandon comfort. Spend unhurried, unrushed time with God. Even out in the pouring rain. Get in God's face. Stir His heart. Fast and pray. It needs to be worth it to you. And you say, why? Maybe good men and women died fighting to protect this place. We can be free in our minds, but actually be free publicly to do what we want to do, to take the medicine we want to take. Our bodies are our choice, right? Well, we should probably live that out. At 4 o'clock in the morning, what's happening now? It goes from beautiful birds chirping to sirens. Because people are waking up and messing everything up. So what do you do about that? You hate the evil behind it. You think about it. You go to war with it in prayer. Tell God, enough. I'm not leaving until you speak to me about what my role is in it, what I'm supposed to do with it. Support law enforcement, the ones actually out there willing to do shit. But no matter what, you have to make time with your family. Turn off the noise, turn off the TV, turn off entertainment. Don't allow the wrong spirits in. Cultivate your garden. Tend to your garden. If it sucks, fix it. Do something with it. Don't just leave it to other people. If you made a mess, fix it. If you see other people making mistakes, warn them. Church is still closed, find one that's open. Get around people. Stop making excuses and stop making little anecdotes like, oh, it'll be fine, it'll be over, we'll get back to normal. There's no normal. After everything unfolds and everything comes out, there's no normal. Normal's done, it's gone. Only thing normal is that little bird right there, bouncing around, floating around, trying to stay out of the rain. I don't think he voted for Biden. You're saying you have to want to take part in this. You have to want to play a role in this for God, for Christ. You have to want to serve others. You have to want to lead others. Your prayer is, Father, lead me so I can lead others. Build me up so I can build up others. God's not asking us to do anything he hasn't already done first. So what the fuck is your problem? It's not like you don't have an example. What did Christ do for you? Everything. What are you doing for other people? The least amount of thing, the least amount of effort, suck it up and do more. It's time. The whole church needs to wake up. Whole church revival. We only have so much time for stuff like this. Be mindful of what we're doing and why we're doing it. 4:15 a.m. I'm outside praying, which is where everyone else should be. Every single last one of you Christians should be abandoning comfort right now to the measure that you're called. Take up our position in prayer. We do it because it matters. We need to get back at it. Outside, walking, waking God up, reminding him there are those that seek his face and seek his voice when it's not comfortable. If not now, when? And if not you, who? Since the days of John the Baptist, the kingdom of heaven suffers violence, and the violent take it by force. Oh, if the church were to become violent again, zealous, how amazing would that be? Spiritually violent. It's possible. We have to wake up, we have to get off our ass, get our shit together, stop making excuses. Is that possible? In church? Maybe. Look around though and acknowledge that Christ didn't want any of this.
So these words were spoken a year and a half ago and they're still true today. The Lincoln Memorial. Abraham Lincoln bought us time. Maybe God's placed us here to buy other people time. Maybe the church age is over and the kingdom age is starting. All these questions you have to ask yourself, including what does God want from you today? Where does he need you? How does he want you engaged? If you think you're here just to exist, I have news for you. God doesn't make mistakes. You're here on purpose and he needs you to step forward. Tomorrow is not promised. Today is all we have. In the name of Jesus, I'm calling you forward to rise. It's time. God bless and Godspeed.